Hey everybody, got an update video for you today, so come check it out. Alright, so since the last video I've been working on the cab a lot, and I haven't been filming any of it because most of it's been pretty boring things. I've done some stuff like installed some bear claw latches, which are these style latches in the doors, because the original latch just didn't work very well and it was hard to shut the doors. These work a lot nicer. I also had to extend or chop and modify all of the interior trim pieces like these, because since I had chopped the top and stretched the roof, none of these were going to fit anymore, so I had to modify all those. And I also had to build some seat brackets. I installed mirrors and a million other things that had to be done before I could start doing body work, because there were some spots that I had to weld on the cab, and once I started doing body work I couldn't weld on the cab anymore, so that's why I was doing all of those things now. Anyway, once I finished all the final welding on the cab, it was time to start doing body work, which consisted of skim coating the entire truck with filler, and then lots of blocking and blocking and more blocking and more blocking and more blocking until we get to the point where we're at right now. Alright, now that all the blocking's done, I got this thing in the booth and I'm ready to spray some primer on it. So let me get some primer mixed up. First thing I'm going to do is mix up some epoxy to spray on all the bare metal, because that's what's going to protect it from rusting. Okay, now it's time for some high build primer, which I'll spray about 4 coats of this on here, which should be enough for the first block session. Alright, here's the final product. It's finally starting to look like a truck again now that it's all one color. You can also start to see how straight the thing's gonna be, and I'm happy with that. So now it's on to the next part. Alright, now that there's about 4 good coats of primer on this thing, the plan is to just let it sit for a few weeks, and that's going to allow everything to shrink up, because as it cures, the solvents evaporate out of the primer and also out of the filler that's on it, and it's going to get slightly smaller. So the longer that this can sit and shrink up, the better it will look in the end. So once this is sat for a few weeks, I'm going to block the entire thing down. I'm probably going to reprime the entire cab and the doors, and then I will let it sit for a little bit longer, and I will block it again, and then it'll be ready for paint. So it's going to be a while before another video, but the next video will be painting this thing. So be sure to stay tuned for that, and I'll see you next time.